Hi everyone, my name's Beth from Bethany Spiders, and I'm here today to show you how to set up the Stag Beetle Starter Kit from the spider shop, so let's go and check it out. So here we have the Stag Beetle Starter Kit with that gorgeous beetle on the front, and as you can see here from this list, this set includes absolutely everything that you're going to need to set up for your stag beetles, whether you've just got one or whether you've got a pair. So when you open up your box, you will see here that we've got the enclosure and the rest of the contents are safely inside the enclosure. So I'm just going to pull that out now. And now we're going to have a closer look at what exactly is included in this starter kit. So the first thing that we've got is a nice big bag of leaf litter. This will act as somewhere for the beetles to hide, but also adds humidity to the enclosure. Then we've got the larvae rearing pots. Then we've got 2 bags of beetle wood substrate. This is substrate specifically for stag and rhino beetles and other invertebrates that require decayed wood in their diet. Then we've got the insect jelly pot holder, the atomizer spray bottle, a nice big decayed log, and this is what the female will actually lay her eggs in. We'll go into a bit more detail about that later on in the video. And here we've got a massive tub of insect jelly, which I think is amazing that you get this many included in a starter kit. And then lastly, we've got another big bag of the decayed wood substrate. So just take a closer look here. It's amazing how much you get in this starter kit. I'm really impressed. So we're setting up the enclosure now, and what you'll see me doing here is I'm actually adding in a mixture of topsoil, leaf litter and moss, and I'm compacting it down at the bottom of the enclosure about 2 inches worth, and this is because the stag beetle female may choose to lay her eggs right down at the bottom of the enclosure, so you want to make sure that it's nice and compact. Then I'm adding in this first bag of decayed oak wood substrate. This substrate is absolutely perfect for beetle egg laying and for feeding larvae, which is why it's so important to use this substrate. And now we've got the decayed wood log. So this is what the female is actually going to lay her eggs inside, just as she would if she were in the wild. So the way that you're going to want to use this decayed log is by slightly burying it down into that first layer of substrate that you've just put in, and then we're going to completely cover it with the other bag of decayed wood substrate. This is really important if you want to breed your stag beetles, because the female will instinctively dig down and search for a decaying log underneath the substrate. When you're using this substrate, make sure that it is the correct moisture before using it. It should bind briefly in your hand, but then crumble when squeezed. If water is released, then it's too moist and you need to let it dry out a bit more. So now I'm just adding in some of the leaf litter, and I'm going to mix it around with that top layer of the decayed wood substrate that I just put in. And then I'm just giving it a bit of a ruffle along the top, just so that it's nice and mixed in. Now I'm going to be adding in the insect jelly pot holder, and then I'm going to add some of the insect jelly. This insect jelly is one of the best foods available for beetles. It is an artificial insect diet that is highly nutritious. It contains things like proteins, lactic acid, sugars and fruit juices, so you definitely don't have to worry about feeding these to your beetles. And then I'm just adding in the rest of that leaf litter onto the top of the enclosure. The beetles will love to hide underneath this while they're not deep under the substrate. And it just gives your enclosure that really nice naturalistic look, which I am personally a big fan of. So now on to actually adding the stag beetles into the enclosure. And the stag beetles that I'm going to be using today, I've got a pair, a male and a female, and this is the female. So I'm going to give it a go. The name is Prospercoilus savagi or savagi. Probably absolutely butchered it, but I'll leave it down at the bottom of the screen now so that you can see how it is spelt. They are absolutely stunning beetles. You can see here that the female is quite small, but they both have the same coloration. They've got the most gorgeous combination of oranges and browns and blacks. Really, really pretty beetles. And as you can see, this female is just going for a bit of a wander at my arm at the moment. These beetles can be found in the wild in places like Uganda and Ethiopia. There she is, just popped her straight in the enclosure. Look at those bright oranges, so stunning. And what did I say? There you go, straight under that leaf litter. And now moving on to the male. You'll notice here that he looks quite different than the female. One, he is a lot bigger, but also he's got these long mandibles at the front, whereas the female doesn't possess these. But as you can see, they've both still got that gorgeous coppery browny coloration. Really, really beautiful. They're not your standard black beetle at all. And this male was very naughty. As you can see, he was clinging onto the top of the cup. He didn't want to let go. And oh, he landed on his back. Just had to quickly prop him back up into place. The males just look so majestic with those long mandibles, I think. And off he goes underneath the leaf litter, probably off to find the female. So guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. If you've got any further questions about setting up the Stag Beetle Starter Kit, then reach out to myself or the Spider Shop. You can find the Spider Shop on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok, so go and give them a follow. So that's enough from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.